the total number of young people on benefit has fallen by 4,100, and 33,648 young people have cancelled their benefit to go into work.
Can she confirm the answers provided by questions to MSD that of the 1,300 young people who participated in the limited service volunteer course in the last year, more than 1,000 either failed to complete the course or were still on a benefit 3 months later?
So we have some that fall out early because of medical reasons. I mean, it's quite an active and quite an intense kind of course, and particularly in those first few weeks. We also have a number that fall out because they get homesick, to be honest, because they get away from home for the first time. We also have some that it doesn't suit. We're getting those numbers up as far as those that we're getting into training into work and have got a completely different way of looking at it.
Does she consider more than 50% of young people still being on a benefit after completing that program evidence that her program isn't making a difference, or that her government isn't making a difference and that the jobs just aren't there?
Actually, LSV is making a difference, and we've seen the numbers. Well, if you want to listen to the answer, then just zip it, sweetie, I'm getting there. So what it is that actually what you've got is you've got a number of people that do fall out in the first few.
Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, I think you heard what the Minister said.
I certainly did not. I did not hear what the Minister said because the noise level was too high.
Well, Mr Speaker, we could hear it on this side, and I suggested if you listened, you could have heard it. It was exceptionally offensive.
I didn't hear what the Minister said. I honestly didn't, because the noise level was too high. When members interject excessively, they may get a reaction. However, if the Minister said something that has caused offence, I would ask her to withdraw it. But I don't know what she said. I'll leave it to the Minister.
So speaking to that point of order, Mr Speaker, what I said was zip it, sweetie, no, because she'd said within 3 weeks...
Order. I asked the Minister if she had said something offensive to withdraw it. It would appear, though it wasn't, compared with other words, language I've heard used around this House, would appear that it wasn't that offensive. And it related to excessive interjections. The Minister says she said zip it.
No, she said zip it, sweetie. That's what she said.
Order, I'm now on my feet. Thank you. If we get too offended by that sort of thing, had it come out without provocation, I would have treated it far more seriously. But given that there was so much interjection, I couldn't even hear it. And members have got to think about this. If they interject excessively, they may get comments back that are not great. But if it was outrageously offensive, I would have required it to be withdrawn. But no one can say that's outrageously offensive. The Honourable... Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard. Order, a point of order has been called.
What? Mr Speaker, if that term was used to a member who was not a younger woman member in that sort of approach, I think you would find it offensive. We certainly found it offensive here. And, Mr Speaker, I ask you whether that term is something which is appropriate. Zip it might have been all right, Mr Speaker, but not the rest.
Order. Look, there's a myth that there are certain terms in this House that are ruled out. It is a myth. There are none. Members should treat this place with respect, and this House and members each other with courtesy. If members interject in a rude manner, they may get a less than perfect reaction from the Minister. Now, the level of interjection was so high, I didn't hear what the Minister had said. Now, I accept my hearing is less than ideal. I fully accept that. I apologise for that. But I believe if we allow ourselves to get worked up over that, we're just being unnecessarily petty. And the solution is simple. Don't interject so much. It wasn't necessary. The member had asked a question and should be interested in the answer. And it was difficult to hear the answer. So the Minister felt provoked and said something that was less than ideal. But under the circumstances, I'm not going to ask the Minister to withdraw and apologise for it.
So I'm going to answer the
Honourable
question, if I
Paula
might,
Bennett.
Mr Speaker. So for the 50%, so what we've seen is an increase in the numbers that have actually been going into work and training in the last 12 months. What we have tried to do is get better connection into training establishments and into the workforce. So they now hold workforce seminars that are making a bit of a difference. We're seeing more connection into jobs. We have Work and Income working with them over the whole 6 weeks while they're in LSV. These are people that have been on benefit. It is not easy for them to find work, but we are getting better results more recently than we ever have, and I think we can continue to grow on that.
If there are jobs out there, why did the Prime Minister recently write letters to employers asking them to take on LSV graduates with the sweetener that they can be paid less?
Well, that sweetener is actually about us connecting them with the job streams, which means that they can get a part subsidy, which is something that the opposition are constantly calling out for. So it's effectively a wage subsidy that helps those people in the first 6 months in their jobs, or even through to a year now, we individualise it more. The Prime Minister's pretty passionate about getting young people into work. The fact that he is now shouting out to employers and saying, here are some young people that are ready, that are active, that are turned on to the facts of going on to jobs, I'd like you to give them a chance. I think it's an absolutely positive stuff, and good on him for actually getting ahead of it.